Welcome to the Middle edition of Varsity alongside Ryan Aber. I am Bob Przybylo, and Ryan, we're looking at the Class 5A championship between Carl Albert and Bixby. These teams have played each other before.
Yeah, this is going to be the third consecutive year that these teams will meet in the postseason, tied at 1-1. Carl Albert won the game last year big, but this on paper looks like it's another Carl Albert blowout. But I'll tell you, Carl Albert is taking nothing for granted in this game.
You know, you talk about the way the Titans have rolled. Did you have any sense at all from just talking to him about overconfidence?
No, not at all. I actually went up and talked to Gary Rose, the head coach there, and several of their players yesterday, and they're definitely not overconfident. They know what Bixby's capable of. They've got a very good quarterback. They've got DeWitt Jennings, who is an excellent player, who has playmaking abilities on both sides of the ball. They're taking nothing for granted this week. This isn't going to be a pushover for them.
It seemed during the regular season like not everything was clicking on all cylinders for the Titans, but during the playoffs, everything's just been rolling their way. What's been the difference in these last 3 weeks?
Well, I don't know that there's been a difference other than it's the playoffs. Gary Rose has traditionally not been afraid to tinker with things during the regular season, and that leads to some losses. They relied on a young running back, Kenton Whittington, in the first game of the season against Booker T. Washington. He had a great game, but they switched things up, transitioned Trey Porter into the primary running back. Kenton moved to linebacker. He's back at running back, but obviously still Porter and JT Realmuto are going to get the bulk of the carries. But I think as far as talking about what the difference has been, it's really just the way that Carl Albert goes about things.
Saturday afternoon, we're both going to be there at Boone Pickens Stadium. Who you got?
I think Carl Albert is going to win this game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think Carl Albert wins probably by about 2 touchdowns. Of course, that's what I said against El Reno. That's what I said against Lawton MacArthur to start the playoffs. But Pat McGrew does a great job with Bixby, and I think they're going to be ready to play. I think it's just not going to be quite enough to get Carl Albert.
I'm with you on that. You can chalk another title up for the Titans. And Ryan, we appreciate the time. That's all the time we have on this edition of Varsity. But catch us every day on newsok.com/varsity for the best high school coverage in the state.